Hi, thanks for joining us. This is the second take on this. Sorry, we had some audio issues with the original recording, so we will paste this together with the actual meeting. Basically, tonight's session is going to go over the information that you're going to need to enjoy the event next weekend. Just kind of an overview here. Some of the things we'll talk about. We'll talk about what the actual dates are, who the speakers will be. We have several sponsors for the event, in addition to some vendors also. We will be holding an online auction, which will actually is live now and will end after the convention. We have a photo contest that you're able to enter online. These sessions will be recorded, so for anyone who is registered, they will have access to those recordings, and we'll talk about that. And how are you going to get the links to the actual convention? We will go over that in a lot more detail, but just have some quick information right here, and then we'll open it up to questions and answers. So first, thanks everyone for expressing interest in the virtual convention. While some clubs have had a hard time this past year and others successfully adapted to at least the best they could, the NEC thought it was important to have something for everyone to look forward to and a way to get together as a group. 2020 was actually supposed to be the 45th annual NEC convention, but it had to be canceled because of the pandemic, kind of at the last minute. We had hoped and even scheduled a convention for 2021. However, last November or in December, it was decided we would do a virtual online event instead. We truly hope next year we will be able to have our official 45th NEC convention in person. This is David Banks. I'm the chairman of the event, and I really couldn't have done this without my committee, so I want to thank them. The committee includes Brian Nelson, Dee Manuel, or Dee from Brooklyn, as most people probably know him, Janine Banks, Leslie Dick, Nancy Villers, Ira Gardner-Morris, and Callie Parker. Thanks for everybody's had great input and done a lot of work really to get us to this point. I also want to thank the NEC president, Russ McAndrews, and the NEC board of directors for their support too. So let's get started. So the event is actually starting Friday, April 23rd, and it will run through Sunday, April 25th. We'll have sessions for Friday evening, Saturday evening, and then Sunday afternoon. And we'll go over, like I said, in depth the schedule a lot more later. Speakers we have lined up for Friday evening, Les Kaufman and Ed Konings will both give presentations. On Saturday, Anthony Mazarol will give a presentation Saturday evening. And on Sunday afternoon, Tom Barr and Louise Tencott. And we'll talk about what they're actually going to be talking about and the exact time slots a little bit later. The sponsors for this year, we have 3 sponsors, one for each day. On Friday, Cobalt Aquatics will be our sponsor. Saturday will be San Francisco Bay Brand. And on Sunday will be ZooMed Laboratories. Each sponsor will have a spotlight time during those days, and there will be a drawing winner for prize. They'll be shipped directly to the winner from the sponsor. The Cobalt prize will be a $75 gift certificate. They also will be offering a promo code for anything you order off of their website. San Francisco Bay Brand, the prize is going to be a selection of their products, several different things. And then on Sunday, ZooMed will be raffling off the Aqua Effects LED light that they have. Our vendors this year include Swiss Tropical and Amazonas. Stefan Tanner is going to give us a little talk on each of those. Super Cichlids, Martin and Lisa are very well known to the NEC. They were vendors for several years. They opened up a store in Delaware and now do a lot of online products that are available. And some of the footage I've seen in the store is really amazing. So that'll be great. And then the third vendor is the Wet Spot. Wet Spot has tremendous number of fish that are available to order online, so they will be our third vendor. We're also holding an online auction. Ira Gardner-Morris put together a website. It's called auctions.fish. The links will be in the email that go out to everybody that's registered. They'll also be available on Facebook. The NEC website has the links to the auction site too. We'll talk about the auction in a little bit more in depth here. It actually kicked off and has started now. So if you're wanting to be a seller, you can start listing those items at this time. As soon as the lot comes up, bidding can start on that lot. We will end the auction the Thursday after the virtual convention on April 29th. Sometime before that will be the deadline for actually entering new lots. That's on the website, all that information. The distribution of the lots to the winners will be Saturday, May 1st at various locations. The rules for the actual distribution, again, are on the website, the exact locations, and there's contact people for each of the locations. So for pickup, the sellers, we are asking, of course, to have the lot number on the bag, and also label it with the location and the name of the winner. So if you're bringing fish from, say, Norwalk, and you will get an invoice which will list all of the lots, who won them, and what their location is. And so if somebody in Burlington, Vermont bought one of those lots, you would put Burlington for their location and their name. So the people that are doing the actual transport of the fish from Norwalk, you will bring the items for the first morning drop off in Norwalk. That person will then, the designated person will then transport up to Farmington, Connecticut. Lots will get all distributed to the people that have come from these other locations, and that particular lot that you sold to somebody in Burlington will then go back up to Burlington with the person doing the transport and delivered to the person who bought it. Sounds a little bit complicated, I know, but I know several clubs have used this and have been pretty successful. Pioneer Valley has used it a couple times. The website was originally developed. Ira is the president of the Tropical Fish Club of Burlington. So, we've used it for a number of monthly meetings, and then also for our fall auction, where we had a second location down in Springfield, Mass. There's a number of other clubs around the country that have started to use the auction program, and it is available to any club that is interested in using it. There's no charge, so take a look at it if you have any interest from using it for your club. The sessions for each of the speakers and everything else that's going on for the convention will be recorded. They will be available on YouTube for, like I said, for people that are registered, and they'll be available for at least a week past the convention. What we plan on doing is using StreamYard application and then streaming that out live to YouTube. So each of the presentations, you'll have a link in YouTube. There'll be multiple YouTube links. We are also having several other events. There are VIP social hours and the photo contest review, which will use Google Meet, and so that it can be more interactive. People can ask questions, chat, those types of things. So those links will also be provided to each of the people that are attending. If you have any trouble technically, the emails as you register will be coming from me. You can always send me an email. I will have additional contact information on there. Callie Parker and Dee Manuel will also be available to help out, either via email or Facebook, the three of us. So thank you very much. The audio for the rest of this presentation should come out clear, and we will hopefully see you all next Friday night. Thank you very much. The distribution of lots, if you haven't gone through this before, may seem very confusing at first, but it actually works out very well. That will happen on Saturday, May 1st at various locations. So there are a number of satellite locations, and then the primary location will be Farmington, Connecticut at the Marriott Hotel, where several previous conventions had been held. I guess going back about 7 or 8 years ago was the last one there. So the satellite locations, there's going to be one in Burlington, Vermont, one in Albany, New York, one in Springfield, Massachusetts, one in the Boston area, one in Rhode Island, and one in Norwalk, Connecticut. Those are the ones that we actually have somebody signed up for right now that is going to be making the trek between their location and Farmington, Connecticut. If there is anyone that represents a club outside of those areas that would be interested in also having a location, please contact us immediately, either myself or Ira. Both of our email addresses are on the auction website. So the way that the distribution works, and Ira, I don't know, are you on the line? Do you want to talk about the distribution instead of me going through it?
Yeah, the distribution is really simple. The idea here is that we want everybody to have a chance to get fish from everywhere. And so what we'll do is sellers, there's all these satellite locations. Sellers will bring the lots that they've sold, and only stuff that's been sold needs to get bagged up and transported here. It's not like a regular auction where you're going to bag stuff up and then end up bringing it home. So sellers bring the lots that have sold to the satellite locations. And then we've got one designated person from each of the satellite locations that brings everything to the central location. We'll sort and exchange the lots there. Anything that was sold and goes to somewhere else will get transported off to somewhere else, and the NEC will be handling all of that stuff. And then the buyers will show up at the second time that's listed on each of the satellite locations. It's right there on the website. You just pick the location that you're going to be at, and you show up, and everyone will have paid in advance. And the sellers are going to drop their stuff off in the morning. Buyers will pick it up in the afternoon. You get your fish, and you bring them home. It's real simple. It's worked out great we've got, I don't know, there's probably more than 10 clubs are using the site now. And there's been very, very positive feedback. I think it works really well. The prices are very fair to both the sellers and the buyers, which is a hard thing to balance. And I think it's a pretty solid site. So hopefully we'll see a lot of activity there. This will be the largest auction we've run on the site yet.
Great. Thanks, Ira. A couple of things that I wanted to highlight too. Like you said, all the lots will be prepaid. We're going to accept PayPal as the method of payment, which seems pretty universal. If you do not have PayPal, you can still participate. You can use PayPal and pay by credit card. You don't actually have to have a PayPal account. And then bring your paid receipt with you for your lot pickup. Recordings. And this really hasn't been publicized too heavily. I know a few people have asked. All of the events at the convention will be recorded and will be available to any of the registered participants for at least a week past the convention. So, if you have a commitment on Friday night and can't see the speakers, but you want to participate in the weekend, you'll still be able to see the live presentations on Saturday and Sunday if you can, and then go back and watch the recorded sessions, either Saturday afternoon when there's nothing happening or after the convention, up to you. The links will be provided via email, and I'm going to try and put them in a location online so that I can share that with the registered attendees, but I haven't decided how or what I'm going to do at that point. But you will get an email that will have all the links, and I'm going to go through the schedule and how you're going to see the links. And everybody see that? I see a couple of shakes of yes. So this is the basic format of the email that will go out. I hope to send this out tonight to those that are registered. If you're not registered and you say, oh, look, they're the links, those aren't the real links, so don't write them down. They will be available in the emails. Let's see. So this, like I said, is the format. Basically, welcome here. The NEC YouTube channel is listed here. So if you go there now, or you can just go to YouTube and just do a search for Northeast Council of Aquarium Societies. Hopefully that will pop up in the search. And tonight's meeting should show up there as an option. So this is the schedule. Again, the information about the photo review, social hours will be on Google Meet. Everything else will be on YouTube channel. And this is just about the drawing for the raffle. Like I said, each registered attendee will get entered automatically. No additional tickets sold. So everybody has an equal chance at winning the raffle. So all times are in Eastern time zone because this is a virtual event. Of course, we're getting people we always get people from all across the U.S. that have been coming to the NEC convention, but I think we'll probably get more because it's virtual. Friday, starting at 7 o'clock, you will just click on the link that's provided in the email. It will look something like this. It will open up and I would recommend getting there a couple minutes early, 5 or 10 minutes early. It should have a landing page that's available and saying that the video will start in such and such, 5 minutes or however early you are. We're going to do the kickoff. Cobalt will have their spotlight. Cobalt's our sponsor for Friday. At the end of their spotlight, and Cobalt is doing a short video and then opening up for live Q&A. So if you have questions about, their Cobalt heaters, what are the blue flakes in their flake food? Why do they have blue flakes in all their flake food? It's an interesting story. You can ask those kinds of questions. And at the end of that, we will do one of the drawings for the Cobalt $75 gift certificate. Immediately following that, Les Kaufman will do his talk. What Lake Victoria fishes are teaching us about evolution, biodiversity conservation, human well-being, and the aquarium hobby, a field update. For those of you that have seen Les talk, it's always a very interesting talk and always makes you think about things. At the conclusion of Les's talk, you're going to have to switch to a different link. You can come to your email and click on the link and it will bring you right directly into the video. Swiss Tropical and Amazonas will have a short vendor spotlight at that time. We'll do another drawing. And then Ad Konings will be the Ask God with South Silvestri and Don Danko. Following that, we're going to have a VIP social hour and the photo contest review. These will be going on at exactly the same time. So you're going to have to choose. Do you want to just sit around and chat with people, or do you want to see the photo critique? I've never actually seen the photo critique because Janine and I have been the hospitality chairman for the past 7 or 8 or 9 years. And it always happens at the same time as the hospitality room in live. So we've never had a chance to see it. So maybe it'll be very interesting to go see that. You learn a lot. You learn what the judges are looking for. And I think I saw a question about whether you can jump back and forth. Yes, you absolutely can. You can go on the photo contest review, see what it's all about. If it's not something you're interested in, jump over to the VIP social hour, or vice versa. Go to the social hour, see who's there, say hi, chat with people for a while, and then go over to the photo contest review.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
On the photo contest, what exactly, I mean, is it being judged based on any set criteria, or is this truly just in the hands of each judge as what they like, or how does it work?
There is some information in the rules. I don't know.
I'm going to add a link to the photo contest rules in the comments section. Basically, there's several categories. I'm reading it off the website right now. You have several categories regarding individual fish. It's separated by class and advanced class and open class.
Right.
Underwater life, active pitches, NEC activities, pond and garden. And it's going to be a joint voting. Rich is going to confirm that, but I believe from our discussion, it's going to be a live vote until otherwise notified. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep. Yeah, definitely should be interesting. And then on Saturday, since people like to get outside, right? So we decided not to do anything during the afternoon and only start at 6 o'clock at night. We're going to start off on Saturday with our traditional banquet and award ceremony. It should be fairly quick, thinking about an hour the most. And then that's going to be followed by the San Francisco Bay Brand Spotlight. They've put together a few videos, should be very interesting. And again, at the end of that, we'll do the drawing for the San Francisco Bay donation. And then at 7:30, we'll be switching links again. So go to the new YouTube link, and we're going to have Anthony Mazerol, again, speaking on Fishes of Cambodia, a hidden fauna, followed up by the Wet Spot Vendor Spotlight. And again, at the end of that, we will have the raffle drawing. At 8:55, we're going to do another VIP social hour. And I probably should say a little bit about the VIP social hours. For Friday night, we have a definite invited guest who many people in the NEC probably are familiar with, but he hasn't been around a lot lately. And you want to be sure to be on at least, don't be more than 15 minutes late because you might miss it. We're not going to do it right at the beginning, but he will be probably about 15 minutes into it doing something. We'll just leave it at that. We have invited all the speakers, all the vendors, all the sponsors, all the attendees, and a few external people to each of the VIP social hours. So it should be interesting. There's always good conversation at the social hours. If we have 100 or more people, it might get a little confusing, but we'll see how it all goes. And then on Sunday, we're just doing a 3-hour stint Sunday afternoon from 1 to 4. It will be 2 separate YouTube links. We will start with the Zoom Ed Spotlight, and the Zoom Ed Spotlight is very interesting. Gary Bagnell from Zoom Ed is a large collector of antique aquarium items, and they also have a lot of different animals there at their headquarters. I believe both fish and reptiles. So they're going to do a walkthrough of the headquarters, which will include all of the animals and then also what is in his museum of antiques. So should be very interesting. And at the end of that, we will do the Zoom Ed giveaway, followed by Tom Barr. Tom will talk on, like I said, aquatic plant horticultural methods. Are they really all the same? Tom is an excellent speaker. One of the things I noticed in our speakers this year, and didn't do this on purpose, is that 4 of them have PhDs and 3 actually teach at a university while 1 works in the field. And then Ad Konings, which, Odd's information and knowledge that he has on cichlids of Africa is absolutely amazing. Just very interesting. Odd's the only one who doesn't have a PhD, but I think he probably could get one if he really wanted one. It just happened to work out that way this year. So at 2:40, we'll switch over to a new link, and Luis Tencott will give us a program on exploring central Brazil, my fishy adventures in the Upper Paraguay River Basin. Brand new program that he's putting together for us. That will be followed by Super Cichlid Vendor Spotlight and the almost last drawing. Because we're asking the sponsors and vendors to mail the prizes directly to the winners, we have a number of people that are going to be joining from outside the continental US. So to make things a little bit easier for them, we're going to have a special drawing for all of the people outside the continental US, and that will be most likely for a digital subscription to Amazonas Magazine. And right now there's only about 6 or 7 people registered from outside the US, so your odds are actually better of winning that than winning one of the other raffle prizes. Probably later tonight, if not first thing tomorrow morning. There's information on the auction site. Like I said, go to the auction site, sign up now. Just a note that all the YouTube recordings will be available to register attendees for at least a week after the convention. And again, just the sponsors, these all have links to them, so you can go to their websites, and the convention vendors links also to each of those. And I know the Wet Spot, I believe, will be offering a discount code for ordering Swiss Tropical. I think I saw an email that said he will be adding goodies or something like that. So there'll be something, and it will be announced during their spotlight. And off the top of my head, I'm not sure what Super Cichlids is doing at this point. But again, we'll definitely be during their spotlight. So that's the email with the schedule. The email is going to be coming from me. So you'll have my email address. If you have questions or are not sure about something, feel free to reply back. If you have questions specifically about the auction, my email address is there, but Ira's is also on that site. He's listed under the Burlington location, amongst other places on the website for the auction. I'm sure there must be some questions out there. Zenon, is that you asking a question?
Yeah, I have a question. For the Friday night photo review, I believe it's just a review. Like there'll just be comments from judges and stuff like that, but it's actually not actually judging that evening, right? I think they're going to judge it the next day, and then the results will be at the banquet in the evening, right?
Yes, the results. I mean, they'll be discussing. The judges will be discussing the photos at the review, openly, making notes. But yeah, they won't actually be awarding first, second, and third
Right.
during the live review. That will be announced at the banquet on Saturday evening.
Okay,
Yes.
good. Thanks.
Good question.
Yep.
Thank you. And start picking on people if nobody has questions. D, who's your favorite superhero?
Oh, my favorite superhero. My wife and I have a big dispute. I'm Team Iron Man. Although I have Cap's shield, is because it actually belongs to the Starks.
Okay.
I do want to reiterate, I see 40 people in the room. Thank you, everybody, for joining the feed. The team is not just one person, but it's a group of people. And the Northeast Council is a brilliant, if not forsaken and not highly pushed enough council of aquarium societies. If you guys are not familiar with, check out the website now, Northeast Council of Aquarium Societies. Don't just look for NEC, may have a hard time. We're building the YouTube channel up down the road. I foresee it as being a great resource for all of the aquarium societies. The website is a great resource for finding local clubs in your area that you may or may not be aware of. And that is one of the brilliant points of being part of the Northeast Council, is so that you can familiarize yourself with other local clubs that may want to do what you're trying to do, or facilitate you trying to promote your own society that may not be as large as you want it to be. The meeting is going to be great. Virtual convention is going to be great. I'm really psyched. We've kind of spoken to some of the speakers in advance. I don't have a PhD, but I got 2 ears and I was really impressed. And I'm seeing it as being a really good presentation by all of them. Once again, also want to support your local stores and support the vendors and sponsors that are actually helping us put this on. It's really important right now, especially with everything going on in the world now. We want to try to keep everybody functioning and take your minds off some negative stuff keep your minds on some positive stuff. So if you're locked in your house, you can't go outside, what better way to spend your weekend than with a bunch of fish geeks like us, talking fish, living life, enjoying the best and learning some things at the same time. So that's my soapbox moment.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
We didn't.
So yeah, some of the vendors will have promo codes, and actually Cobalt will also have a promo code. Those will be available at the convention during their spotlights, and I'm sure we'll have them readily available to everybody who's interested.
Now that is a good point, Callie, because I was just actually speaking to someone today and they were like, wow, it's so hard to find speakers now, but we actually have one of the greatest opportunities for speakers to speak because virtual is so much kind of laid back. Some people that have not thought about speaking on a larger scale, this is an opportunity to try to take part in that. Also, I want to add, we got a lot of talent out there,
I actually would like to. I see Susie Q on. She did a great promo video for us on her YouTube channel. If you want to put a link to that on the chat, that would be great. And I know Michael's Fish Room also mentioned us. And Callie, I know you were sending out to a bunch of others. Anyone else that I'm missing?
It's a multi-tank addiction.
There we go. Thanks, Eden.
Is it,
Teamwork makes the dream work.
does anybody have questions about the auction site? I've got that up. I think I'm still sharing it. This is when you go look under auctions. These are all the different auctions that are listed. NEC Virtual Convention is right here. Once this starts at 7 o'clock tonight, in 18 minutes, you'll be able to view lots. Right now, you can go in and view at the rules, see all the different pickup locations, who the contacts are for the different pickup locations. There's a map in case you're not sure where those locations are. Bidding is very easy. Once you can view the lots, you just click on the lot. Once you're registered, you do need to pick out a location before you're allowed to bid. So, if you are, let's say, in the Boston area, you would pick the Boston location, or maybe you live closer to Rhode Island, even though you're in the Boston area. But you need to select that location. So both the buyers and sellers have to have that location so that we know where to deliver or pick up the fish. And again, that's going to be on the invoices. The invoices work very well because it gives the person's name, what location, how much they paid for it. So you can group them as a seller. You can group them together for everybody that, a single user that bought your lots. Make it easier for the people doing the exchanges.
Make sure to share the auction on Facebook too.
Yeah. The link is right here. You can share it, send it out to you, and you do not have to be registered for the virtual convention to take place in the auction. Two separate things. So, if the auction's the only thing that interests you, I'm sorry, I really would like to see you come to the virtual convention, but you can't just participate in the auction. Nobody has questions on the auction? As Dee said, starts in 17 minutes.
And don't be shy. Enter those pictures into the contest. You never know who the budding winner photographer. Don't be intimidated.
Cash prizes. Did I mention that?
We'll pay you in gold. We'll pay you in goldfish.
By the pound, right?
By the pound.
Yeah, and there's separate categories for the, quote, professional photographers versus those people like me who take pictures with cell phones. Although don't tell the judges I take pictures with cell phones.
I got news for you. Some of those cell phone pictures, you never know when you get that master shot. You could take 100 pictures and get that one really good shot. So definitely take part. A lot of classes, and it is separated by advanced and introduction type of class. So
yeah, cell phone technology has improved quite a bit in the last few years for taking photos. Lots of software improvements and so on. So I've seen some really, really good cell phone photos. So,
I've gotten so lazy. My Nikon has been just crying in the back there. It's like, please take me out.
I'm a Canon one. I'm a Canon guy, so
Okay, we had to go there.
Icon all the way.
We
If you want
actually have breakout rooms in Google Meet. We could probably
we now?
take that off. We could take that offline and discuss that, because I was going to
Okay.
mention that yesterday, and it's one of the features that they're really not promoting, but I see it. Breakout rooms split into smaller group discussions, so we can talk
cool.
about that.
Maybe. Yes.
All of you out there pining at home saying, wow, I always wanted to ask San Francisco brand, yada, yada, yada. Here's your opportunity. One-on-one. I see Susie smiling. You got questions, Susie. I know she does. You got questions, they got answers.
All right. Well, if nobody else has questions, and we could sit here and chat, but might as well call it a wrap, and we will see everybody Friday.